So what's up, what's going on guys? JA, welcome back. 2021 is coming to an end, a year which I feel like was the best year in terms of Yeezy releases. So today's video is extremely special. I'm gonna be ranking every Yeezy that dropped this year, from what I feel like is the worst Yeezy all the way to what I feel like is the best Yeezy release of the year. So I have a total of 65 releases. All of you guys are not gonna agree with my list, so that's what the comment section is for. Feel free to leave your feedback. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. So coming in at number 65, which I feel like was the worst Yeezy drop of the year, I got the Foam Runner Vermilion, which I feel like Adidas was trying to capitalize off the hype of the Red October. I'm not a fan of loud colored foam runners, and this release was pretty corny, dropping it on October as well. So I feel like this is a hype beast, wet dream come true. So coming in at number 65, we got the Foam Runner Vermilion. Now coming in at number 64, I got the 350 V2 Mono Mist. Now this colorway kind of reminds me of like when you was a kid and you was water painting and you just mixed all the colors together, and this is the color that you would come in at number 64. We got the 350 V2 Mono Mist. Now coming in at number 63, I got the Yeezy 380 Covalite, which the concept was cool, Covalite mineral, but in my opinion, the execution wasn't great. I'm not a fan of the color of this sole. Plus, we already got the 380 Onyx, which I feel like is a better option when it comes to the 380. So coming in at number 62, we got the 350 V2 Mono Cinder. Now guys, I like the fact that they tried something different, but in terms of the mono pack, I wasn't feeling the material. I didn't like the fact that these ran a little bit bigger, and this black colorway was just pretty bland to me. So coming in at number 61, we got the Yeezy Quantum Sea Teal, which I felt like was an unnecessary release. These joints right here look too close to the original OG Quantum, and the fact that you can get the OG Quantum for almost at retail, I feel like this was a waste of a release. So coming in at number 60, we got the 350 V2 Mono Ice. Now this blue colorway, I feel like it was nice for the summertime, but I'm just not a fan of the mono pack. So coming in at number 59, we got the 350 Ash Blue, which I feel like these joints right here just look too close to previous 350 colorways. Plus the 350 is not too exciting, so they gotta make some big changes for me to get hyped. So coming in at number 58, we got the 350 Ash Stone, which was promising, but the color of the red wasn't like a true red, so I wasn't really feeling that. Coming in at number 57, we got the Quantum Flash Orange, which had potential, but just due to the fact that they kept the same sole, the same black neoprene, just made these joints too plain for me. So coming in at number 56, we got the Yeezy 350 V2 Light. So with these joints right here, again, very similar to previous releases. So while I did like the fact that they used that new color changing material on the upper, I feel like the color change wasn't dramatic enough for me, and I wish they would have used this technology on possibly a new silhouette. So coming in at number 55, we got the Mono Clay. Now I'm not feeling the mono pack, but I feel like the Mono Clay colorway was the best out of the bunch. Coming in at number 54, we got the 500 High Mist Slate. Now the 500 High, I actually grew to a liking of it this year, but this colorway was just a little bit too plain for me, not doing too much. Coming in at number 53, we got the Yeezy Quantum Amber Tint. Now these joints right here were very promising with the colorway on the upper, but then again, they didn't change up enough. I'm talking about the sole as well as the black neoprene. Coming in at number 52, we got the 700 MNVN Blue Tint. Now these joints right here were cool, but the fact that they already have colorways similar to this, like the Bone, they weren't too exciting for me. I feel like the MNVN, they gotta start switching it up. I'm talking about the sole and maybe the color on the 700. Coming in at number 51, we got the 500 High Frosted Blue. Now we're getting a little better here now. The 500 High had a great year in terms of colorways, but this Frosted Blue joint right here was just a little bit too similar to like the Flint 13s, you know, from the Jordan brand. So I feel like it got a little bit of hate there, but it's an underrated colorway. Coming in at number 50, we got the 380 Stone Salt. Now these joints right here are cool. The 380 is extremely comfortable, but I feel like the Stone Salt was one of the least favorable colorways from the 380 this year. So coming in at number 49, we got the 700 V3 Copper Fade. So I feel like this was the worst V3 colorway so far. The colors, you know, aren't too appealing, but I do like the fact that they switched up the little fade as it goes into the back of the heel. Coming in at number 58, we got the Yeezy 500 High Shell Warm. Now these joints right here, out of the Miss Stone that released with these, I feel like this was the better of the two. Coming in at number 47, we got the 500 Ash Gray. So we got a bunch of 500 lows this year. Low key, Adidas pushed out a lot of 500s, whether it was the high or the low. I feel like these Ash Gray joints are just a clean, simple earth tone, but not really doing anything to get me too excited. Coming in at number 46, we got the Yeezy 350 V2 Ash Pearl. Now, out of all of the Ash colorways, I feel like the Ash Pearl was the best, just clean and very wearable. Coming in at number 45, we got the 700 V1 Faded Azure. This year, Yeezy decided to bring back the 700 V1, one of their most impactful silhouettes in an array of colors, which most of them featured an orange sole. This one here is the exception, and I'm not really feeling this colorway too much, but I feel like this release is gonna be something like the Carbon Blue that released a couple years back, something that kind of people forget about and may appreciate a little bit more later down the line. Coming in at number 44, we got the 380 Pirate. Not too much to say about these, but it's just a clean colorway, and the 380 is super comfortable. Coming in at number 43, we got the 700 V2 Mauve. Now, the V2, the 700, Yeezy has kind of not dropped many colorways. This year, we got the cream and the mauve. This one right here was a pass for me just because it was just so close to the GR, which had already released. But if you don't own that pair, this release may be a little bit higher on your list. So coming in at number 42, we got the 350 MXO. Now the 350, I've kind of fell out of love with it, but Adidas, you know, they tried to switch it up a few times this year. I really like what they're doing with the MX pattern. This colorway is just so funky that you gotta love it, and it reminds me of a Coogee sweater. So coming in at number 41, we got the 500 Clay Brown. Now the 500 Clay Brown is great for me because I already own the Utility Black. It's a little bit lower on my list, but just a brown earth tone 500 is a great choice. Coming in at number 40, we got the 700 Bright Cyan. Now the MNVN, even though it's not hype, is one of my favorite Yeezy silhouettes. It kind of brings the V1 to the future, and with the nylon upper, it separates itself from a lot of shoes in the industry, and I feel like bright colors work the best on it, so that's why I chose the Bright Cyan at 40. Coming in at number 39, we got the Yeezy Slide Ochre. Now, this is the first Yeezy Slide to feature the MX pattern, but with the Ochre colorway, it is so faint that you can't really see it. These joints would have been higher on my list, but because the MX pattern is just so faint, it's gonna make it a little bit lower. Coming in at number 38, we got the Yeezy Quantum Basketball. You guys may have forgot about these, but they did drop earlier in February this year. The Quantum, you guys already know I love them. I do prefer, you know, the lifestyle version in terms of the looks better, but in terms of the comfort, the basketball version is far more superior, as it doesn't really rub against your back heel. So coming in at number 37, we got the Yeezy 350 V2 Blue Tint, which I feel like this was the retro 350 that kind of nobody was asking for. It's my least favorite of the 350s with the zebra pattern, so this had to kind of just make it somewhere into the middle. Coming in at number 36, we got the 380 Alien Blue, which is one of the more favorable 380 colorways. Some people like these better than the OG. They did add the blue sole as well as the reflective material. For me, the reflective doesn't do too much for me, but I feel like this is definitely a clean 380 colorway. Coming in at number 35, we got the 700 V1 Wash Orange, which it kind of updated the Wave Runner, which is one of the most classic Yeezys, bringing it to 2021 with the fully orange sole. Coming in at number 34, we got the 500 in flame. So this is the first 500 to really switch things up, threw a lot of color into it. Colors that I feel like wouldn't clash well, but this release was definitely dope. And I remember when these first dropped, it was definitely one of my anticipated releases. So coming in at number 33, we got the Yeezy 500 high tactile orange. So this is very similar to the Inflame, but almost some would say it's a high top version. And I feel like over time, I've come to appreciate the 500 high a little more than the low. So this one just edges out the Inflame. Coming in at number 32, we got the 350 MX Rock. So you guys remember I mentioned I'm feeling this MX pattern on the 350. I feel like this rock colorway is the best out of the new 350 MX. Definitely has a stealth vibe, and I see why Adidas decided to save this all the way for a December release at the end of the year. Coming in at number 31, we got the Foam Runner Sand Gray. So this is a December release. It's gonna be the first Foam Runner to feature 4 colorways. I have so many different Foam Runners so far that this one is just less exciting. It's another earth tone vibe, but it's a Foam Runner nonetheless, so a lot of people will be checking for these. Coming in at number 30, we got the 450 resin. The 450 is one of those new silhouettes that dropped this year. I absolutely love them. They kind of replaced the 350 for me. This resin colorway, while everybody wasn't feeling that green at first, I feel like people are gonna warm up to it as we get closer to the release date. Coming in at number 29, we got the 500 Taupe Light, which you may mistake for the blush, but the Taupe Light has just enough of a different vibe to give it its own story. And on feet, these joints look incredible. Coming in at number 28, we got the 500 High Sumac. So this combines a lot of great colors. You got brown, purple, red, all infused together to make a great Yeezy sneaker. Coming in at number 27, we got the Yeezy Desert Boot in the oil colorway. Now the Desert Boot is one of my favorite silhouettes. It would have made it higher on this list. Unfortunately, the Adidas produced Desert Boots do not compare to the Yeezy Season, so I'm a little spoiled due to the fact that I got my Season 7 Desert Boots. So unfortunately, these are just a little bit superior to that. Coming in at number 26, I got the Rock colorway, which to me are super clean. These right here almost replaced Tim's for a weak colored boot, but again, the Yeezy Season boots are far superior. So coming in at number 25, we got the 700 V3 Kyanite, a release that I feel like was slept on. These dropped earlier in the year. It almost feels like last year, the 700 V3 had a bigger year, was more in demand. And it seems like this was a release that kind of was delayed from that year and pushed into 2021, but don't get it twisted. The Kyanite is super crazy. The blue is not as loud as the Azure, and these have a gum bottom, so all of the colors mesh together, making an extremely great Yeezy colorway. Coming in at number 24, we got the 700 V1 Bright Blue. This year was definitely one of the biggest years for the 700 V1, and the Bright Blue was one of my favorites from the year. So coming in at number 23, we got the Quantum Onyx, and in my opinion, guys, this was the best Yeezy Quantum colorway. So we've been complaining about the sole, we've been complaining about the black neoprene. Well, guess what? It blends perfectly together with this black Onyx colorway. So it's pretty much the all blacked out Quantum, super clean. And I was feeling these joints, got them in my personal collection. Coming in at number 22, we got the 700 V2 Cream, which dropped earlier this year. This is a super clean colorway. You guys already know the story about the static. And this kind of just gives you the static, but like Yeezy likes to do, they just added a little hint of that cream to give it its own vibe. So super clean colorway, definitely high in demand this year. Coming in at number 21, we got the Desert Boot Taupe Blue, which would have been probably in my top 10. Unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, the Adidas manufactured Desert Boots don't compare, but this Taupe Blue colorway was amazing. Coming in at number 20, we got the 350 V2 Beluga. Now, I'm not checking for this release, but we gotta put some respect on the Beluga. We have to appreciate the history, how far we've come when it comes to Yeezy releases. This is the OG 350 V2 release. I remember when these first dropped, I would have sold my right arm to get these joints right here. So they're bringing them back in December, this time fully reflective. This is definitely gonna be one of those pieces that everybody's checking for. And coming in at number 19, we got the 350 V2 Compact. So I had to put these just slightly over the Beluga because they have made a very welcoming change to the classic Yeezy 350. I'm feeling this knit upper, I'm feeling the colorway, and I'm feeling the details on this pattern. So I can't wait to check these joints out in person. Coming in at number 18, we got the Yeezy Slide in Flame. You guys remember them orange joints? Unfortunately, the sizing was kind of crazy for this release, but this, in my opinion, was one of the hottest releases of the summer. Everywhere you went, you saw people rocking Yeezy Slides. We got pretty much all earth tones before this, and this in flame orange just gave it a whole different vibe. Really set it off. One of the best drops for this summer. So coming in at number 17, we got the Yeezy 700 V1 Sun. Now, this was a very important release, one of the most hype releases, kind of like to set off the year. We didn't get a 700 V1 the entire year last year, so they started off with a bang. This was a loud color, and it was definitely one of the more hype, in-demand Yeezy releases for the entire year. Coming in at number 16, we got the Yeezy Foam Runner Moon Gray. Now, the Foam Runner definitely has been on fire this year. This Moon Gray colorway introduced the new MX pattern, so rather than just your standard single tone color, this gives it a little bit of a vibe, different vibe, you know what I'm saying? So coming in at number 15, we got the 500 High Mist Stone. So the 500 High has grown on me this year. This Mist Stone colorway is so clean. Best 500 High colorway in my opinion. Coming in at number 14, we got the Foam Runner Sand. Now, as you guys know, the Foam Runner OG Air Rack colorway is just so crazy and so clean that I just had to throw the sand in here because it's an alternate, a little cheaper alternate. So coming in at number 13, we got the Yeezy 700 MMVN Honey Flux. And I know you guys are shocked to see this at so high on my list, but I don't care about hype. I don't care what people say. I love the MMVN. The loud colors, in my opinion, work best on the silhouette. And I was been waiting for a yellow. Plus, we got a lot of dope yellow Yeezys this year. Coming in at number 12 on my list, we got the Foam Runner Cream Clay. In my opinion, the Cream Clay is the best MX pattern, minus the Mineral Blue, but I don't really count the Mineral Blue because it's so faint. But the Cream Clay is just so fire. Like, they have infused all of the earth tones in just the perfect mix. Plus, these look great on ladies. Coming in at number 11, we got the 700 V1 Amber Tint, which to me, this was the best 700 V1 colorway of the year. I know a lot of you guys like the Sun because they're a little more hype, a little more valuable. And these are very similar to the Sun, but just a little more faint, a little more toned down. And I feel like these colorways just blend so well together. So this was a release that I almost didn't want to get because I had the Sun, but it's just so great that I couldn't pass on them. And one of my favorite releases, most definitely for the year. So coming in, we got the top 10 now, guys. So at number 10, I chose the Knit Runner, which is a new silhouette that debuted this year. It would have been a little bit higher on my list, but the Knit Runner boot is just so much better. Stay tuned to see where the Knit Runner boot comes in. So the Knit Runner is great. It's like a winterized foam runner, and I just love the sulfur colorway, guys. So coming in at number 9, you got the Foam Runner Ochre. Not so much to say about the Foam Runner, guys, as it's just been an amazing, one of the most comfortable pieces of footwear that you could throw on your feet. And this ochre is just a clean earth tone colorway. How can you not like it? Coming in at number 8, you guys are gonna be shocked, but I got the 380 Echo, which you guys may have forgot. These dropped all the way back in January. They were Asia Pacific exclusive, but there's just something about this colorway, even though it's not hype or whatever, the 380 is just, this is so clean, and the little orange sole that they got on the bottom just sets these off. It may be because I don't own these, but these are high on my list, so I'm really feeling these joints. Coming in at number 7, we got the Yeezy Knit Basketball, another new silhouette to debut. We've seen these on court with the Donda Academy squad. I love the Knit Basketball. I feel like these are just in line with the OG Quantum, which was one of my favorite silhouettes that dropped that year. So these are just on par, which is why they're very high on my list. They look great. Just the silhouette, the shape of it looks amazing. And I love the colorway. Plus, I love the elevated sock liner. Coming in at number 6, We got the 450 Cloud White. Can you guys remember when these first dropped? How excited we were. I remember several different outlets named this as like the most hyped sneaker of the year, and it definitely didn't disappoint. And we got a restock. So the great thing is they're a clean, super fire sneaker, and they're not going too crazy on the secondary market, but I'm sure they are gonna skyrocket over time. And I had to go at number 5 with the dark slate because we love the 450. It's so innovative, it's so crazy looking. But in my opinion, this black version was just a little bit more superior over the white, and I found myself wearing it a lot more. So coming in at number 4, we got the Foam Runner Mineral Blue, which I just call the Foam Runner black. In the past, I haven't been too fond of black sneakers the last couple of years, but this year, I feel like it was that whole Donda energy just kind of switched things up for me, and the Mineral Blue had to be the best Foam Runner colorway this year. My most worn pair of Foam Runners, these joints are just the best, and they're the most comfortable thing to put on your feet, guys. So coming in at number 3, this is where it gets very difficult, but I feel like what made this year so special was all of the new silhouettes, and I'm especially talking about these new Yeezy boots. So at number 3, I chose the Insulated Boot. This colorway is just so clean. Like, these joints definitely feel like you're living in the year 2050. I have nothing in my collection like these joints right here. I love the way that they just, you know, wear them. You tuck in your pants around them. These are just super clean. The retail price was pretty steep, and these were extremely rare. So I think more people will start to come around as this is a kind of a more forward design. And I think over time, people will start to appreciate these a lot more. Now coming in at number 2, I went with the Knit Runner boot because ever since I seen these from Yeezy season 8, I knew I had to have them. Now we did get the Knit Runner earlier this year, but to me, the Knit Runner boot is far superior, guys. It just takes the shape to a whole nother level, and the spiky sole is just a game changer. Like, throwing these on feet are just absolutely crazy, and I love them. So coming in at number 1, we got the Yeezy 1050. Now, disclaimer, I'm not even 100% sure of the time of filming that these will release, but if they do, this is gonna be the biggest release of the year. How long have we been waiting for this to drop, guys? I don't wanna go into another quantum situation where we've been teased a silhouette for too long and they drop the ball and wait too long to release. I feel like Yeezy brand will be doing a huge injustice if they do not drop these joints this year. Plus, the hype is there amongst the Yeezy community. Plus the fact that Ye wore these during the first Atlanta Donda listening party. These joints are that release that's gonna set off the month of December, and it's kind of like a grail for all of us Yeezy collectors, guys. So that's my number 1 pick. That is my list, guys. We ranked every Yeezy drop this year from worst to best. So you guys know you gotta leave your feedback, man. This year has been so exciting. So I wanna thank each and every one of you guys always that supports me, leaves comments, likes the videos. Thank you guys, for real, for real. So if you guys feel like dropping your lists in the comments, you can go ahead and do so. I know it's kind of crazy to drop the entire 65 drops. So if you want to drop your top 10 list, man, let me know down below. But I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the entire video through. I'm J.A. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Salute.